Adam B. here at the Craft Music Gallery, and today I'm real excited to show you the Roland GP607. This is a baby grand piano, a digital grand piano, and quite possibly the single greatest value in a digital grand piano on the market today. Originally selling for over $7,000, we now have these available brand new for under $5K. It's the shape of a grand piano. If you're looking for a full, large grand piano, digital, we have those. If you're in an apartment and you need a compact digital grand piano, we have those too. But if you're looking for something mid-size, GP607 is exactly what you're looking for. It's 39 inches deep, so in a lot of locations, it'll be the perfect fit. There are over 300 tones in the GP607. There are 4 primary grand piano tones, and these offer limitless polyphony. You're never gonna run out of notes, just as you wouldn't on an acoustic grand piano. These tones are also editable. Brightness, darkness, hammer hardness, cabinet resonance, string resonance, pedal off noise, and attributes like that are completely programmable from the face of the instrument. GP607, like many digital pianos, will also allow you to split and layer. A split, of course, is one sound on your left hand and another on your right. A layer, of course, is 2 sounds at the same time. A common layer might be like a piano and strings. And then you have balance control as well, how much of one sound you want over the other. This piano is equipped with a built-in metronome to help with your timekeeping. Also, you can record yourself playing and listen to the playback. The piano is also equipped with Bluetooth, which will allow you to interact with the Roland Piano app. There's many things you can do with the piano app, including shaping your grand piano tone. You can shape your grand piano tone on the app or within the piano itself. You can also access the recording feature and some of the demo song features as well within the Roland Piano app. And again, this happens wirelessly over Bluetooth. The depth of the cabinet on GP607 allows for a 5-speaker system. It's 70 watts, providing you a deep, rich, robust tone in your room with plenty of volume. If you'd like to connect to a larger sound system, maybe at church or at school, this instrument is equipped with a left and right 1/4 inch outputs. There's also 2 headphone jacks, an 1/8 inch and a 1/4 inch. You can record audio to a USB flash drive, and you can connect directly to your home computer via the USB to host port. The box for all these connections is located in the lower left-hand corner of the piano. Just like on an acoustic grand piano, GP607 has a hard closing key cover. There's a few notable things about the hard closing key cover on the GP607. One is that when I open it, the instrument automatically turns itself on, and when I close it, the instrument automatically turns itself off. There is an on and off power button on the instrument, so I can do that manually if I prefer. Another unique feature about this key cover is I can close it just a little bit of the way. What this does is it covers the display and the buttons for my view, which is nice. I like that when I'm playing. The other thing that it does is it'll keep me from bumping those buttons. If I'm in the heat of a fast passage on the piano, I'm not going to bump one of those buttons with my finger because the key cover is going to keep that from happening. Of course, there's also your music rest here and these little tabs to hold your book open. But also the music rest is positionable, depending on how upright you do or do not want it. GP607 offers some of those classic aesthetics that you experience on an acoustic grand piano. Of course, we've already discussed the shape of it, but the lid, which opens and closes here in its open form, does a couple things. Well, one, it's just lovely to look at, but 2, with the lid open, that allows more sound to come out. There's speakers right underneath the lid here. So I'm gonna get more volume in the room, but I'm also gonna have a brighter tone. This would be true on an acoustic grand as well. With the lid open, you get more sound in the room, and it is a brighter tone. Well, perhaps you like a darker tone. Well, that's just as simple as closing the lid. When you purchase a Roland GP607 from Craft Music, your purchase is going to include this RPB D400 piano bench. The D is for duet. It's extra wide so 2 people can sit on it. It comes in this polished ebony finish to match the piano. It has a padded tufted top. It opens so you can store your lesson books inside, and also it's height adjustable. That's what these knobs are for on the side, to allow you to raise or lower the bench. Let's take a closer look at the GP607, in particular, the key action. Roland calls this key action the PHA50. That stands for Progressive Hammer Action, PHA. This key action is unique in that it's made of two different types of materials. One is wood. The sides are made of wood, and you can even see it. The core of the key is made with a more modern material. Now, the benefits to this hybrid key action is with the wood on the sides, you get a very authentic feel. And with the modern materials, the keys are not going to swell and contract with the change of seasons. And what that provides you with is a more accurate and a more stable key action. PHA 50 also features escapement, and the resistance of the keys is so nice. You're going to love the play of the GP607. As I pointed out earlier, when you open the lid of the piano, the instrument automatically turns itself on. Let's take a look at the panels. I can turn the instrument on and off manually here with this power button, all the way on the left here. Moving over to the right, my next two buttons are about volume, how loud or how quiet I want the instrument to be. Of course, it's velocity sensitive, so it's going to respond to how I touch the keys, but the overall volume you can manage right here. Moving forward, the next four buttons have to do with my ambience, brilliance, key touch, and transpose. Let's take a look at these one by one. Here's my ambience, plain or rich, and then I can move the slider here with these two buttons. So here's how it sounds maxed out at 10, halfway at 5, and what they call plain. Back to rich. So there you can hear the ambience of the room. Brilliance, how bright or how mellow I want the piano. Right now it's at 10, so it's about as bright as it's going to be. Right in the middle. Or a very mellow grand piano. Not only can I program that internally like I am now, but also, of course, opening and closing the lid is going to additionally give me brighter or more mellow tones. So you can play between what you can program internally and physically to achieve your desired tone. Next would be the key touch. This has to do with how hard or how soft I play. The physical resistance of the key isn't going to change. What changes is how much velocity it takes for the sound to come back at you. So if you're quite heavy-handed, you'd want to crank this all the way up. If you have a very light touch, you'd want to put it all the way down to light. If you're like a lot of us, probably you just leave it at 50%. Transpose, right? We're going to play this song in B flat, but maybe I only know it in C. Well, you can transpose within half steps here. You can go down as many as 6 half steps or up as many as 5 half steps, and that'll transpose the entire instrument. These two buttons are for the split and dual like we were looking at earlier. So if I split it, here I've got a grand piano on top and a finger slap on the bass. I can change that lower voice. See, it's highlighted here simply by plus or minus. Top voice is going to remain an acoustic piano. If I wanted that top voice to be a different voice, I would have to start within that general sound category. Maybe I want my top voice to be an organ, so I'll start with organs. And let's start with a combo jazz organ, then I'll turn on my split. And you see here, now my bass will be in my left hand. That's a split. Dual. 2 sounds at once. Ooh, jazz, organ, and strings. And you can do the same here. You change your lower tones. If you want to change that upper tone, you should start with the sound category you want to have on top, and then hit dual. So now we're going to have electric piano and strings. I can also adjust the balance between the 2 tones, how loud I want one over the other. There's a lot of strings and very little piano. There's a bit more piano and just a little bit of strings, and any variable in between. And the same would work with the split. If you want the left hand louder or the right hand louder, you can do that as well. Let's exit split, and now we'll just look at these general tone categories. There's the grand pianos, and there are several in there, and I can audition them simply by touching the plus or the minus button. Each general sound category will work just like that. There's a few variations of each of these. The electric piano, the organ, the strings. Then when you get to others, here you're going to find an awful lot of tones. Hundreds. More common sounds, more uncommon sounds. There's drums, there's guitars, there's sound effects, a wide variety of pianos and strings and synthesizers, and even a glockenspiel. Next is a registration where I can make some presets and store them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I have 5 of my favorite sounds that I use every time, and I've customized those sounds to fit my liking, I can then store them under 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and access them quickly and easily. The twin piano essentially takes all of these 88 keys and turns it into two 44-note pianos. You see, I have the same. Now, why would you use that? Well, you might have a teacher and student situation, or you might have two people working on a duet. So it takes your one 88-note piano and essentially turns it into two 44-note pianos. Next will be this piano designer. And all the things we can do here, I can do on the app as well. Lid, open and close. Of course, that's virtual. We've always got the physical lid. We can open and close additionally. So there's the virtual lid, key off noise, the noise a piano makes when you let go of a key. Some of these things you may have not even noticed, but they exist on an acoustic piano. It just becomes part of the sound. Beautiful thing the digital piano manufacturers are doing is they're incorporating some of those artifacts into the sound, which makes for a much more realistic experience here. Hammer noise as well. You can have a lot of that or a little bit of that. Duplex scale, full scale string resonance, damper resonance, key off resonance, cabinet resonance. So all these are attributes, things you would experience on an acoustic piano, and you can program your digital piano to sound like that as well. That's the soundboard, type 5. You'll notice the tone change a little bit as I scroll through the options here. Here's number 4. So the differences are subtle, but they're nice. Moving across there's your display, of course. Moving from there, these are our arrows that allowed us to navigate through all these features here. Next will be your metronome. And of course, you can speed it up, you can slow it down, you can choose which beat is going to get the accent. From there, you've got some built-in songs and accessing your recorded songs. And then these buttons here will have everything to do with playback of those songs, whether it's rewind, stop, play, record, fast forward. Many of these features are available within the Roland Piano app and your iPad, which will connect via Bluetooth. Here I am with my iPad and the Roland Piano app. I'm looking at the dashboard right now. I can see I'm connected to the GP607. And my very first option here is volume. Well, of course, we have all kinds of different ways to manipulate the volume, but if I want to do it on my app, it's just this slider. Access to the metronome. There are songs built into the piano for your listening enjoyment, and a few things you can do with those. Let's take a look at the library. Here are the built-in songs, internal songs. We'll start with, there's some lessons too. Let's start with easy piano. Maybe I'm just learning. So go ahead and look at that, sheet music. And maybe I also need a metronome. Now the accompaniment tracks are gone. Maybe I just want to hear the right hand part. Maybe I just want to hear the left hand part. Back with the accompaniments. And there are quite a few songs loaded into the instrument, some with accompaniments, some with just piano. There are more songs that you can access when you subscribe to the Roland Cloud, and I recommend that you do because there's a lot of great information there and a lot of great new songs you can interact with your piano from the Roland Cloud. Back to my dashboard here. Here on the piano settings screen, we can see some of these other attributes that we can manipulate to shape our tone of our piano, just like we did on the dashboard of the instrument with our master volume, key touch, tuning, transposition, brilliance, ambient depth, and that kind of thing. From there, how do I select my tones? Single tones, right now it's in the concert grand piano. Here's my general sound categories. And if I click through to one of those, there's all the options within that sound category. All I have to do is touch it and I'll hear my new tone. It's as easy as that. Splits. Balance between the split. My split point, I can choose which note I want the split to happen on. Of course, you can do octave shifts for each part, and then you pick the tone you want for each hand, left hand or right hand. Dual is going to work very much the same way. It's all laid out right here for you. What tone do you want? And you write, what tone do you want as your main tone? What tone do you want as the accompaniment? Here it's piano and strings. Balance control. And if I want to do an octave shift on tone 2, I can do that as well. And then you can access that twin piano mode that we discussed earlier. So lots of neat things here available on the Roland Piano app. So that's the Roland GP607. It's a fantastic value for a home digital piano under $5K, and we have them here at Craft Music. Any questions about this piano? Please reach out and let us know.